Hey, this is Daniel with Boss C351 Productions. Today we have a follow-up video to answer some questions people had about the custom oil catch can system I have on my 2013 Ford F-150 Ecoboost. Now, some of the questions have been, where'd I get the stuff? Where'd I get the hoses, the cans? How do I hook it up? What's this particular part for? And I try my best to answer those questions. Now, at the bottom of this video in the comment section, I've added where you can get all these parts, as well as the link to the original video. So let's cover some of the original questions. One, where do you get the hoses? Well, I have PCV rubber hoses installed on my system. I used that kind of hose simply because of the volatile chemicals transferring through the hoses to the cans and back to the engine. You have fuel, you have oil. Oil and fuel both will break down regular hoses, so I highly recommend for you to get PCV type hoses for your system. These can be found in the links below in the description that I have for this video, and it's not really expensive compared to what you're going to find in the parts store. And if you really want, you can try out some cooling hoses that are 1/2 inch in their diameter. Next question is where do you find these catch cans? I have found them on both Amazon and on eBay. eBay, sometimes you can get one post with multiple colors, other times you have to search. Also on Amazon, same thing, you get multiple types and colors, but mainly you want to stick with the non-breather type cans. You do not want any type of breather, anything open to outside air. You want this to be a closed system. If it's not a closed system, more than likely you're going to trip a trouble code in the computer or check engine light. The next question is, what would I do differently? And I can tell you now, I'm pretty happy with the system. The main things after running this thing for about a year, the main things that I've found that I would like to change is the position of the canisters. As you can see, the hoses are up high here and the cans are up high here. Well, water doesn't run uphill and neither does oil, so I'd much rather put these cans down low so anything that comes out of the engine here will go down instead of going up to the can and then possibly draining back down the hose down into the engine. Mounting provisions, I had to kind of make that up. Mounting provisions is a custom thing. I used everything that came with the can, but I had to buy some extra little washers to space the bracket on the back of the can correctly so I could turn the bracket sideways and mount them on the firewall as you see here. One bracket goes to the left, one bracket goes to the right, and that enables you to mount it where they are. Now what would I like to do differently? I would like to mount these on the front of the truck, and I want to mount them on the front and lower areas on the truck, so when the hoses come through here, they go down to the can and everything will drain down to the can on both sides. Right now, anything that goes in the can drains back into the engine because it is going downhill. I want it to go downhill into the catch cans. Now, I've looked this over several times to try to determine how to mount these. There are these tabs here on both sides of the radiator. I've not come up yet with a foolproof system to mount this without having to custom make brackets for these catch cans. I like to be able to use store-bought materials, store-bought brackets, so I can say, hey guys, go buy this will work, install it on your truck, and it'll be solid. You don't have to make your own brackets for it. One of the other questions I've received is, what do you put in your catch cans to retain the oil and water, and fuel solutions. I have not put anything in my cans as of yet. Now, one of the subscribers suggested putting steel wool or maybe stainless steel wool in the catch cans to kind of retain it and keep it from sloshing around. I have no problem with that. Sounds like a great idea. However, it is so sloppy and dirty inside the cans once you catch all this vapor in the cans that it becomes a mess, and you would be buying the steel wool over and over and over again to replenish your cans. And I normally dump my cans every week or 2 weeks, so that would get quite expensive. So I'm still trying to find a decent solution for material to put in the cans to retain the solution, but also be able to reuse that material. Another issue that I found that I did not like with the catch cans, of course, they're from China. They are cheap made. The aluminum seems to be solid, and the nipples, they're kind of solid. They seem like they're more of a mixture of aluminum and plastic, but they serve their purpose. I do not like the O-rings that came with the catch can themselves. Now, I pulled 1 or 2 out because they've dry rotted and started coming out. So what I would suggest instead is get a good thread sealer, put the thread sealer on the nipples, and then screw the nipples into the catch cans. Another reason why I want to change the location of the catch cans is how you access these catch cans as I have them installed. And as you can see, I'm 5'8", 5'10", and it is kind of difficult for me to reach in over the fender to unscrew the catch can to empty it out weekly or bi-weekly. And I do not like the idea that I'm scratching the heck out of my paint to do this. Sometimes I have to get a step stool to do it. Sometimes, they're a little bit tight. But I'll show you what I have to go through, and I don't like doing this. As you can see, it's awkward. I'm up against the fender and I'm having to stand on my tippy toes. Like I said, I'm about 5'10". So guys that are shorter than I am, of course, they have a lot of trouble. Now I've got the catch can off, but again, this is the reason why I say I want to mount it on the front of the truck. The guys asked me, is it really worth doing this on my truck to catch all this stuff? Does it really work? Well, I'll show you right here. I just pulled this can off my truck, and this is what it looks like. It's about 2 weeks worth of stuff right there. Now you tell me, does it work? That is a mixture of water, fuel, and oil and other contaminants that this one catch can caught. Now there's no telling what's in the other one. I'll take it off here in a minute. So does it work? I say it does. And this is the driver's side can. Look at that. And you see that looks like a cloud of oil inside. Really nasty. And again, this is about 2 weeks after I have dumped the cans. I hope this video answered some of your questions that you had about my system. If you have any further questions, please feel free to ask them in the question section below. In my comment section, I do list where you can purchase these parts on eBay and Amazon. So again, this is Daniel with Boss C351 Productions. I thank you for watching my videos. Please subscribe to my videos.